For most of my life, I believed something almost everyone believes. That the best years of your life happen when you're young. When you're in your 20s. When you have more energy. More time. More opportunities. I thought if I hadn't built the life I wanted by then, I had probably missed my chance. But today, I don't believe that anymore. In fact, I think the best years of my life haven't happened yet. And that thought would have sounded impossible to a younger version of me. When I was 15 years old, I wanted one thing: to become a musician. Not because someone suggested it. Because it felt like home. Playing guitar never felt like work. It felt like breathing. But dreams and fear often arrive together. I looked at my guitar teacher and thought, I'll never be that good. Then I looked at the music industry and thought, people almost never make it. So I made what seemed like the responsible decision. I chose software engineering. I traded certainty for passion. Or at least, that's what I thought I was doing. Software engineering gave me many things. It taught me discipline. It challenged me. It allowed me to earn a good living. Eventually, it allowed me to save enough money to become financially free. For all of that, I'm grateful. But there was another side of the story. One that nobody saw. For almost 20 years, I lived with anxiety. Unexpected meetings made my stomach drop. Every new project felt like another test. Every job felt temporary. I was fired more than once. Sometimes after months. Sometimes after years. Each time I wondered what I was doing wrong. Looking back, I realize I wasn't just trying to keep a job. I was trying to force myself into a life that never fit me. Something strange happened during those years. From the outside, my life looked stable. Inside, I was exhausted. I kept telling myself, just a little longer. Just one more project. Just one more promotion. I thought happiness was waiting somewhere in the future. But the future kept moving. Years passed. Then decades. Without realizing it, I had stopped playing music. The thing that once made me feel alive had quietly disappeared. Not because I stopped loving it. Because I convinced myself there would always be time later. Then one day, that chapter ended, and something unexpected happened. I didn't feel defeated. I felt relief. The anxiety was gone. The fear of calendar invitations disappeared. For the first time in years, I could breathe. And in that silence, I heard something I hadn't listened to in a very long time. Myself. So I picked up my guitar again. Not because I expected fame. Not because I knew what would happen. Because it felt like coming home. Today, I'm creating music again. I'm learning how to tell stories. I'm building a YouTube channel from scratch. Some videos reach 1,000 people. Some barely reach 100. I'm still learning. Still improving. Still failing. Still growing. But something has changed. I wake up excited. Not because I know what's going to happen. Because I finally like the direction I'm walking. There's a huge difference. Somewhere along the way, we're taught that life moves in one direction. That youth is for dreaming. Adulthood is for surviving. And after that, it's mostly looking back. I don't think that's true anymore. I think every stage of life asks a different question. When you're young, the question is, what do I want to become? Later, the question becomes, who am I really? Those are not the same question. And sometimes, it takes decades to answer the second one. People often ask, what if it's too late? But I wonder if that's the wrong question. Maybe the better question is, what if I finally know myself well enough to begin? Because when I was 20, I had more energy, but I had less wisdom. When I was 30, I had more ambition, but I was still chasing other people's definitions of success. Today, I have something I never had before. Clarity. I know what matters to me. I know what doesn't. I know the difference between safety and peace. And I know that waking up excited is worth more than impressing people who aren't living my life. I don't know where this new chapter will lead. Maybe millions of people will hear my music. Maybe only a few thousand. Maybe this YouTube channel will grow. Maybe it won't. For the first time, those outcomes don't define whether this journey is worth taking. Because I've already gained something I spent years searching for. My own life. So if you've been wondering whether your best years are behind you, I hope you'll consider another possibility. Maybe your best years haven't happened yet. Maybe they begin the moment you stop becoming the person the world expected, and finally become the person you've been all along.